Hello, and welcome to the Spectrum Exhibitor booth. I'm Peter Kuchirawi, and we are the Spectrum Accessibility team. Most of our team is comprised of accessibility architects, or web and mobile developers, and our responsibility is to make sure that the products and services that you, our customers, interact with offer a great user experience and are accessible. Now, I'll share with you a lineup of these products, all of which have had accessibility built into them, and we believe they offer a great experience for our customers with disabilities. I want to start with our flagship product, which is Spectrum Guide with guide narration. Now, this is our traditional set-top box-based service. Guide narration allows a blind or visually impaired user to navigate their guide accessibly. This uses a synthesized speech, not unlike what you would find with JAWS or Apple's VoiceOver, and allows a user to navigate this screen with a directional pad or by punching in the channel number, and you get the audio feedback announcing where the user's focus is.
LA's finest, 13 episodes.
Spectrum Guide with guide narration is available to our entire market. You can learn more about it by visiting spectrum.net, or if you want to make sure that you've got the right set-top box installed to be able to turn on guide narration, you can call and speak to one of our accessibility customer service representatives, and I want to give you that phone number to call. It's 1-844-762-1301. Be sure you mention that you're blind or visually impaired for the best experience and to get a free install of your new Spectrum Guide if you need it. Now, if you're using one of our other video products like Spectrum TV on Apple TV, or Spectrum TV perhaps on your iPhone or Android or tablet, these products were also built with accessibility in mind and were built to work with the accessibility features of those devices. So make sure that you give them a shot and download those apps on your Apple TV or your mobile device and let us know what you think about them. I personally really like Spectrum TV on Apple TV. I also want to share with you about Spectrum Mobile. Spectrum Mobile was a really unique product for us. It was the newest product to Spectrum's product lineup. The traditional products that we've offered in years past was cable, internet, and phone service. And as of 2 years ago, we launched Spectrum Mobile. And Spectrum Mobile was an opportunity for our team to really shine. It was an opportunity to demonstrate that when you build a product with accessibility in mind from the start, you build a better product overall. It's more efficient in cost, it's more efficient in time, and it's just really a more beautiful product and works for everyone. We're really proud of the Spectrum Mobile account management app. So if you don't have Spectrum Mobile, make sure you learn more about it today. Or if you do, be sure you use that application with VoiceOver or Zoom or Google Talkback and let us know what you think. Now, of course, as a TV provider, we've got to talk about audio description and closed captioning. Now, some of you know that audio description has really had a gap across the industry in terms of how much content is offered. And we've been working hard about trying to find a solution that we can create for this problem. We launched this year a accessibility innovation team, and their first task was to tackle this issue of audio description. And I'm really excited to share with you a little bit more about Spectrum Access. But I want to introduce John Sweet, who's the lead of our innovations team and has been working on Spectrum Access, and will give you a demo and share a little bit more about what the app is and how it works.
Thanks for that introduction, Peter. I'm going to give you a quick walkthrough of how Spectrum Access works and what it's intended for, and then I'll give you a demonstration of it working in action. We came up with this Spectrum Access solution, which is based on an earlier app called ActiveView. It bridges that gap by providing audio description as well as closed captioning for hundreds of movies. At the time of this recording, we offer audio description for just about 400 movies, and we'll start offering it for TV series as well, starting in July with Spectrum Originals. We'll be adding a ton more movies and TV shows throughout the summer, working with new studios and broadcast networks to get the content for your favorite shows on those big networks. In this application, we want to make this not limited to just Spectrum customers, because we recognize that the need is out there for everyone. That's why it's available for anyone within the United States. It's completely free. We just want to get the technology into as many people's hands as possible. Spectrum actually had not planned to launch Spectrum Access until June or July, but with the COVID crisis, we decided to launch early to provide audio description access during the stay-at-home orders. So there are many planned updates and additional features to come. I'll give you a brief explanation of how this app works. It may not be exactly what you expect from an app that's geared towards audio. It does not play the audio description like an audiobook, where you just press play and listen to the movie. It's intended so that you're able to watch a movie with audio description with other people, or in an environment where there's a movie ongoing. For instance, in the future, we'll offer theatrical content, so you can use this app in the theater, and that was the primary use case of our app's predecessor, ActiveView. So the way it works is you go into the app and you either browse for a movie you might want to watch, or you search for a movie you've already decided you're going to watch. When you find that movie in our library, you just download the audio description track, which only takes about 10 seconds. And then when the movie started, you go into that movie for the audio description track you've downloaded, and you press sync and play. There will be a button there that VoiceOver announces as sync and play audio description. That will find exactly where you are in the movie, down to the millisecond, and it will start playing the audio description from that point. So you can do that from the beginning of the movie, or if you're zooming in the middle, or if there's an advertisement and you've walked away, you can just use a sync feature to find where you are and start playing the audio description. You can see, I'm sure, the value of this if you're in a theater setting, for instance, which is that you can go into a movie, and if you came in late or had to leave to take a bathroom break, you can just sync up with the movie where it is, plug in your headphones, and enjoy it. So the basic structure of the app revolves around this home or browse screen, which has a very similar structure to a Netflix or Amazon Prime. You have rows or swim lanes of content organized by genre or recently watched or other categories. There are swim lanes for each genre, and soon we'll be adding a view all feature, so you can see all of each of the genre categories. When you do find a movie and go into it, there's a services page where you're able to download and start syncing an audio description or closed captioning track. This brings you to the syncing screen, and once you're synced, you're brought to the audio description playback screen, which has a simple pause button and timestamp and restart sync button. That restart sync button may come in handy in case you've walked away from the movie, or if there's an ad, or for any reason you've had to find your place again. The syncing process should never take more than 30 seconds. I give that as an outward bound. I've never had it take more than 15 seconds, personally.
Syncing, please wait.
The reason that it may take some more time is that it relies heavily on the audio coming from the movie source. So if that source audio is not loud enough, or if you're too far away, or if the movie is just simply not playing distinct noise at the beginning, then it may take longer. In the future, the app will continuously resync so that it can automatically detect when the movie has been paused or gone to commercial, or if you've just walked away. So now I'll turn on VoiceOver and I'll walk you through some parts of the app. Let's start at the home or the browse screen. Keep in mind, we're making continuous updates to the app, so the interface may change between the time of this recording and when you're watching it. So you better download it and try it for yourself. So we have the navigation bar at the top with the screen title, search button, and settings button. Then we can navigate into the main part of the screen, containing the swim lane rows. This starts with your downloads. So we only have one download there, and you can delete it with that delete button. Then we get into the genres or categories. You'll notice that you can jump around by heading as well. Later on, we'll have more custom swim lanes, like recently added, suggested for you, and some special holiday curated categories. Now we'll go into the search feature and show you how easy it is to find what you're looking for. Let's look for The Weight of Water, which is Eric Wayenmeyer's latest documentary about kayaking the Grand Canyon. A really cool documentary.
Search button. Search field is editing. Insertion point at start. Cap W. Whiskey. Cap W. 38 results found. E. Echo. E. 3 results found. We're the Millers. Button. The Big Wedding. Button. The Weight of Water. Button. Release 2018. Rating N/A. Runtime 79 minutes. Heading.
So we found The Weight of Water, and it brings us to the services page. The first thing you get is the movie title and some metadata about the movie. Then we have the Getting Started button, which can take you to a screen with instructions on how to use the app. Now, later, you'll be able to toggle this button off so it doesn't appear anymore when you don't need it. Below that are the buttons to download a track or to sync and play a track that's already downloaded. And below that is the movie description. So beyond that, the architecture is very simple, although we do plan to add more features in the future, but we will keep the app organized and easy to use. At this point, I want to give you a demo of the sync process in action and play some audio description. Currently, we only offer audio description and closed captioning in English, but later in the year, we will be offering Spanish for some movies, and we plan on getting more languages after that. For instance, Chinese, French, Portuguese. One of our central executive stakeholders is bilingual and speaks Spanish, so this is a huge priority for us. And since we're talking about different types of audio description, I've also received a lot of questions about whether we'll offer audio description without the movie audio pre-mixed in. Currently, about 90% of our audio description tracks contain the movie audio mixed in with the audio description. And this is simply because this is what we get from the studios. However, I understand that when you're watching with other people or in a theater, it can be frustrating to have to hear the movie audio that are coming from the speakers, as well as hearing it in your own headphones. So in some use cases, it's not ideal. The only way for us to get both types of tracks, or more tracks with the description narration in them, is for this app to grow in popularity and credibility. As of filming, the app, Spectrum Access, has only been available for 3 weeks. It launched on May 4th. As the service gains traction and there are more and more downloads, which shows the studios that a lot more people are now watching their movies than they were before, then we can make the argument that more audio description options means more consumption of their movies. So the more interest we get in the app, the better content we'll receive from our partners. So hopefully you can expect more languages and audio description track types later in the year. Let's get into a demo of the syncing and playing process, which is really the meat of the app. So I have Tangled brought up at Amazon Prime.
Browse. Heading.
You'll hear me using VoiceOver to open the movie, which I've already downloaded the audio description for.
Play audio description plus full audio.
I'll hit the sync and play button, and shortly after, when it syncs, which shouldn't take more than 10 or 15 seconds, I'll mute the source audio from the movie so you can hear the audio description.
Tangled. Back button.
A bright display of fireworks explodes in the sky. A glowing pink
So we've all heard audio description before, so I won't take it any further. But that's the idea. In that example, it took about 9 seconds to sync up. If you were watching a movie that was broadcast with commercials, you'll have to resync after the commercial break. Again, in the future, this will happen for you automatically. At the time of recording, there are almost 400 movies available, but we've commissioned new audio description to be recorded for our Spectrum originals. In July, we'll make these available as well. The first seasons of LA's Finest, Curfew, Mad About You, and Manhunt: Deadly Games. We're also working on negotiations with other studios and Big Five networks, so there will be new content added monthly, at the very least, throughout the rest of the year. If you have any questions about the application or feedback, please don't hesitate to reach out. We have a support inbox at spectrumaccess@charter.com. That's Spectrum Access, one word, at charter.com. Thanks again for your time. Peter, back to you.
John, thank you so much. That was incredible. You know, I'm so fortunate to be working with the type of forward-thinking leadership, a group of nerds and technically savvy blind people that managed to pull this off. Initially, we were going to launch Spectrum Access at a later date in the year, but due to the COVID circumstances, we really wanted to hit that accelerator and get the product out to you faster, knowing that you might be spending more time at home enjoying your entertainment apps, and we wanted you to have an accessible experience doing so. I know I've started using Spectrum Access, and I really enjoy the additional audio description content. If you have any questions about any of the products or services that we've mentioned today, I want to give you some contact information you can use to get the support you need. Now, that customer support line for customers with disabilities, again, is 1-844-762-1301. And if you have any product design specific questions or feedback, you can email us at accessibility@charter.com. Or if you have Spectrum Access specific related questions or feedback, you can email spectrumaccess@charter.com. And of course, you can visit spectrum.net for additional product information. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we look forward to seeing you next year in person. Thank you.